and resolve this issue. Thank you.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I support this petition.
This teacher is raising several things. The most important one, apart from the arrears, is that children cannot be captured by NEMIS without birth certificates. And that may not be resolved by the petitions committee. So you have to give direction on that.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and is indeed one of the issues I had noted to ask the Public Petitions Committee to also involve in their deliberations on this issue, to involve the Office of the Registrar of Persons. Two, Honorable Speaker, it is quite clear at every turn of the year, government should know how many students are actually in classrooms from class 1, grade 1, all the way to Form 4. Therefore, there should be no reason, Honorable Speaker, why even at the turn of the year in January, someone should claim what Mr. Indimuli says here, that in January, because the data that was used was from November, December, there are more students admitted into secondary schools. Because those students are never admitted from the blues. It is children who sat KCPE in the previous year, and government knows how many students actually sat for KCPE, for instance, in this financial year, and therefore they should be able to plan for them. Honorable Speaker, also to note that Parliament also has a role to play. The Chairman of Education, I'm sure, Honorable Speaker, you give him a chance, will tell you that there is always a financing gap of about 2 shillings in secondary school education fund. And therefore that shows the deficits that come in, and the Committee for Budget and Appropriation must therefore ensure that we appropriate adequate resources towards not just day secondary schools, but even for our boarding schools. Two, Honorable Speaker, there are also cases of fraud, and members will tell you across all our constituencies, there are teachers who also escalate the actual number of students they have in NEMIS vis-a-vis the students who are in classrooms, causing a great disservice to others who are not captured in NEMIS. But the ministry should leverage on ICT. And I like what the member for Dagoretti South has said. There is no reason today, in this day and age, when we can be able to capture all these students right from grade 1 to Form 4 and leverage on ICT to ensure that every student has funds attached to that student, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I heard the Leader of Minority in his contribution propose that maybe government should say they are unable to pay and allow head teachers to increase fees. Honorable Speaker, we must never allow, under these strenuous economic times, any head teacher anywhere to increase fees. The government of Kenya should be able to pay school fees for all our children. And therefore, I want to advise my good friend, the Honorable Pio and I, because I have seen them claim that school fees is going up, the cost of fuel is going up. You cannot also be saying here that we allow school fees to go up. School fees must not go up at all, Honorable Speaker. We have also bursaries. And it's the same person yesterday who raised the issue of bursaries. We must also ensure, Honorable Speaker, the multiplicity of bursary funds in this country is an issue, whether we like it or not. At one point or the other, we must be able to look into. MPs, or rather NGCDF, has a bursary kitty. The Ministry of Education has a bursary kitty. The county governments, against the Constitution, Honorable Speaker, now have a bursary kitty for secondary schools. This multiplicity of these bursaries, Honorable Speaker, if we do not confront it today and in the near future, will become a big problem to us. Probably it is that money that is being taken to bursaries that we should be redirecting to capitation of secondary schools. If all our secondary school public schools, all our students in public schools in secondary were catered for fully, including those who are boarders in schools, we may never need to give bursaries to anybody. And that is part of the data, Honorable Speaker. I'm saying the ministry should also, and I hope the Public Petitions Committee will also be able to interrogate the ministry to ascertain what is the actual cost of maintaining a child in a day secondary school, what is the actual cost to maintain a child in a boarding school, whether it's an extra county, a county school, a national school, and how possible is it if we are to pull all the resources we have in the county governments, in NGCDF, in the Ministry of Education for bursaries, to secondary school capitation, then we may never need to give people this handout business of bursaries. Honorable Speaker, I beg to support, and I hope the Public Petitions Committee will be able to look into all these issues. And I do hope the chair of the Education Committee could also speak to the issues of the actual budgetary deficits that exist that occasion some of these deficits in financing. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Robert Mbui, 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to support this